Playing physical, that was a big point for you last year at the beginning, and being physical and all of that, and then the
real quick. Hey, Luke, Jay, don't go anywhere. Luke and Jay.
So you're gonna bring them in?
Yeah. They can talk. So I talk too much.
I've heard you talk too much. Malik.
Malik, he's the one guy. Well, so Malik and my son, those are the two guys that I think that are not afraid to let me know anytime I do the slightest bit wrong.
Are they friends?
I never thought about that. They probably collab, on that.
You might want to check that.
I will check that for sure.
That sits well with you, right?
But yeah, I'm okay with that.
So you guys adjusted really well last year when they sort of started emphasizing the rules and you played physically. And I just wonder, as much as you had to urge those guys to be physical early in the season, were you surprised at the way they responded when kind of that physicality increased?
That's a great question. I don't know if surprise is the right word, because I knew they had it in them. I was surprised that it happened as quick as it did. It was almost like it was a switch, and then boom, they just flipped the switch. And I thought it was going to take a little bit longer, because those guys have it, and I've seen it in practice, in training camp, all for 2 years or a year and a half at that time. And so to have it happen that quickly during the year was a lot of fun. And we have to take that physicality and even try to increase it a notch without fouling, because one of the things that we did was we sent guys to the free throw line, and we lost a lot of close games because of it.
Mike, we talked a lot about Keon yesterday, but Kevin, what does Kevin look like in camp to you? What's he look like kind of building up to camp? And how limited is he when he's out here with you guys?
He looks good. He's obviously chomping at the bits, and it's tough because he can't do anything live. And even he wears a red jersey like he's Brock Purdy. Even though right now he makes more money than Brock Purdy, but next year he won't. But he wants to be out here as much as he can. And the tough part about it is his pace. Like we don't have anybody. Malik brings stuff. Malik does too, but Keon brings stuff to the table that other guys really don't. Kevin does as well. And one of the things that Kevin brings to the table is his pace, especially in the half court. He comes flying off of DHOs. If he doesn't get it, he knows how to space quickly. He's a threat, so he's never going to be left open, which means there's going to be more space for other guys on the floor. And similar to DeMar, as you get to know Kevin and watch him closely, you see that, hey, he can pass the thing. Not only can he pass the thing, he's got a great medium game, great float game, great pull-up game, and he can finish, and he's bigger than what you think, too. So there are a lot of things that he brings to the table that others don't, just like, I could say the same thing with Keon and or Malik when it comes to that spot.
Back
Keegan
to the
mentioned
physicality that you were talking about. I think you mentioned during the offseason too, the officiating towards the end of last season allowed for more of that physicality, which you guys leaned into. Fox mentioned you guys had officials in yesterday. I don't know if you had officials in today as well. Are they allowing that physicality, and do you feel this team can, if the ticky-tack calls come back a little bit, you can still play the way you want to?
Yes, we're trying to push the guys to be physical here, not only to help us defensively, but obviously to help us offensively and play through some things. And it got a little chippy today. Guys got hit, got knocked down, and there were some words exchanged, which is good. You expect that in training camp. And that's why when you finally play your first preseason game, especially your first regular season game, you're so excited because you're going to hit somebody else. So I think our guys will be able to adjust. This is the third year we've been together. Luke, as the defensive coordinator, has done a fantastic job. Not a great job, he's done a fantastic job emphasizing how we got hurt last year, sending guys to the free throw line, and which caused us a handful of games that we probably should have won.
Keegan mentioned
stamina surprised you so far?
Everybody's in pretty good shape, I'd tell you what, I made a comment to our coaching staff the other day that, I thought the group was in pretty good shape. Now, Malik, because he hadn't done anything, well, he's worked, but he hadn't played because he wasn't allowed to have contact all summer. I thought he was possibly a little bit behind yesterday, but today he looked great. I even told him, I walked to the guys and said, hey, both sides of the ball, you were fantastic. He was really, really good on both sides of the ball today, and so maybe it was just the first day, I don't know, but he would be the only one that I would and obviously Kevin coming back when it comes to playing, the guys that couldn't play 5-on-5 basketball, because that's a different type of conditioning than just running up and down. But those types of guys, I would expect them to be a little behind, and I thought Malik might have been a little behind yesterday, but he did not look at it at all today.
Keegan mentioned preparing to guard some larger players this year. What do you think are the keys to him excelling there?
Well, he's going to naturally get stronger just because of his age and all that. He's going to naturally have a better feel for the league as a whole, for the officials as a whole, and for the individual players as well. So he's got to keep getting stronger without bulking up, because I don't want him to turn into a power guy, But he's got to be able to step slide, take the hit from somebody's back shoulder in terms of a guy like Kawhi or a guy like LeBron without folding, because that's what a lot of those guys do. They put that back shoulder into you, and when that happens, you fold, and so now by the time you recover and try to slide again, they buy you. So you got to be able to take that hit, stay strong, continue to step slide, and Keegan's heading that direction. Well, I mean, our performance and medical staff, they've done a fantastic job the 2 years that I've been here, not just trying to keep guys healthy, but also working with guys in the weight room, helping them get stronger and quicker, faster. So I'm excited to see Keegan take that step, because there might be times when we tell him, okay, you're not guarding a bigger guy like Kawhi or LeBron, but you're guarding a smaller guy like Desmond Bain or somebody like that. You still got to be able to have quickness to chase him and all those other things.
Mike, you've got 4 guys in that starting lineup who are going to need a lot of shots or get a lot of shots. How much of a factor is that in looking at that 2 spot and that decision of who should start there?
But if you think about it, Keon, out of all 3 of those guys, is probably the one that will command the least amount of shots and/or the time the ball's in his hands. And he's shown too in the last 2 years that he's capable of catch and shoot. And if you leave him open, he'll make you pay. In the catch and shoot shot from the 3-point line, he shot 40-something% from 3 in both years. So for us, that is a little bit of a factor, making sure that we put the right combinations on the floor that fit, and instead of just trying to throw guys out there because we think those guys can all score the best, and so it's a little bit of a factor. But at the end of the day, that's kind of what training camp's about, and the preseason's about, and practices are about, because anything can happen at any time.
Mike, with Devin obviously being a few months away, I guess, what does his kind of day-to-day look like? And I'm kind of curious, when you guys are going through contact, and obviously he's got such a great basketball IQ, do you try to keep him with coaches, or do you kind of give him space until maybe some of these weeks go by?
At times we'll have a coach walk with him. First of all, he does nothing on the floor. Right. I don't even think he's allowed to shoot the basketball. So sometimes we'll put him with a team and just have him follow the team from drill to drill to drill, so he can get a taste and feel of everything. Like today, I don't have my practice plan in front of me, but he was out here with a team or with a coach up until we started doing contact, and then once we started doing contact, he went in the back and started doing his rehab or whatever Jazz and those guys have him doing in the back.
Have you hid that practice plan from Malik so he doesn't get his hands on it again?
I tried, but we've had 3 practices, and he literally knows or calls out every drill before I do. So he knows exactly when we're supposed to end more than anything else. Forget the start, forget the stuff in between, even though he will call those drills out of time. He'll let us know when practice is supposed to end.
Sounds like you got a mole.
What's that?
Sounds like you got a mole feeding him information.
I may have a mole. If I don't have a mole, Malik's a hell of an informant. He's a hell of an informant. He got his 2 times set, so he want to get out of here. But
I'm sorry. The theme with Keegan that we've heard over the last couple of days too is his teammates encouraging him to talk more. I just asked him about, like, when he's on and he's got the hot hand, do you see him being more comfortable turning to even guys like DeRozan, guys like De'Aaron, and saying, hey, feed me the ball, give me the ball, I'm feeling it?
Yeah, and he should. And, again, I said this his first year, he was in a tougher situation than any other rookie because he was on a team that they expected to win, be in the playoffs, had other veterans that had some time in the NBA, some success in the NBA around him, and now he's got to try to come fit in while still doing him. And it's kind of the same thing. I mean, you look around and you got some older guys now. Keon, he might be able to say, Keon, get the hell out the way, give me the ball, but some other three guys, he's got to make sure he understands, okay, hey, I can be the guy, and if I'm rolling, I can voice my opinion. But in the same breath, those guys, the neat part about it, those guys, they have to, not just with Keegan, but they have to understand, okay, who's hot. And if somebody's hot, the way we play, which is conceptually in positionless basketball, they should be able, without anybody making a play call, find the hot guy within the framework of our offense. So it's not just on Keegan, it's on others too, and our guys are willing to do that, and that's what makes our team so special.
Does it help that
Last
those three
one.
guys have so much belief in him and know what he's capable of?
100%. I mean, it's just like any walk of life. If you're around people and you feel that they believe in you, have confidence in you, and know that if you slip up here and there, that they're going to try to pick you up, you want to run through the wall for them, and it gives you a really good feeling to know that, okay, hey, I missed 2 in a row, I'm going to let this third one fly, because if I don't, my teammates are going to get on me, and I know I'm a good enough shooter that I'm going to make this next one regardless.
Thanks, everyone.